Hillary Clinton, by the way, blasting the pharmaceutical company Mylan for increasing the cost of its life-saving EpiPen to more than $600. By the way, that was only a quintupling of the price, a 500% increase. It turns out that Mylan donated $250,000, are you ready, to the Clinton Foundation. The story broken today by my next guest. Joining me now, Washington Bureau Chief for the New York Post, author of Clinton, Inc., Daniel Halper. Daniel, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
It doesn't look like she stayed bought on that. The $250,000 didn't dissuade her from criticizing it.
It's more than that, actually. The lobbyist for Mylan, which is coming out, I believe, tomorrow, he hosted some fundraisers for Hillary Clinton as well. So there are deep connections. The point is that she's willing to profit off these companies when it's convenient, and by the way, when it's inconvenient, because she's continuing to maintain the cash. The Clinton Foundation did not announce any plans to return the money. They intend to keep it, as far as we can tell, and it just shows that the nexus between basically every single company, right? It's kind of astonishing. We hear about a company, we hear about a rich person, we hear about some sort of connection in the news, and next thing you know, you look it up, and lo and behold, they have given money to the Clinton Foundation, and the deep tentacles of this place is really astonishing.
It really is. It's the depth of it, the breadth of it, the dimension of it, the scale of the money that we're talking about over the course of almost 20 years. I mean, we're talking about $2 billion here, and it looks like straightforwardly a channel for companies that want to gain access and action by government, where that is often the case, and that has resulted, whether it be foreign governments, foreign leaders, trying to influence both the Clintons, the State Department, the Obama administration, or a new Clinton administration. Clearly, this is egregiously unethical conduct, irrespective of what laws or regulations condemn it or prohibit it. Can you imagine how she could be elected President of the United States with this record?
And keep in mind also, what we know is probably a very small fraction of what actually happened. Yeah. They've made certain disclosures. There's been certain court orders that have forced these emails to be released. They didn't, of course, want these emails to be released. But there's very little information actually out there. Everything out there is very interesting and very revealing. But can you imagine if we actually had a better understanding and if we actually knew what happened? It's funny because, you know, like I said, you hear about one company and then boom. But what about everything else? And what about, you know, what sort of, look, what are these foreign governments, what are these corporations doing, giving money to the Clinton Foundation? It's not out of the kindness of their hearts. There are plenty of other charities. Clearly, they have interests financially in front of the United States government.
To me, there's no clearer example than Uranium One. $150 million into the Clinton Foundation. She sits on CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment of the United States, doesn't do a thing to stop the purchase that it results in 20% of uranium reserves in this country going to the Russians. It's just astonishing, utterly astonishing on a national security level, on a personal conduct level, the public trust as the Secretary of State, the list goes on. Daniel Halper, we are out of time. Great talking with you. We thank you for being with us. Come back soon, will you?
Thank you, Lou.